Next up, we are welcoming Ana Del Rocio, candidate for County Commissioner in District 3. Thank you very much for coming. We really appreciate it.
Thank you all so much for having me. This is a full circle moment for me in so many ways. As a student organizer when I was in college, I was working on fair contracts as a student organizer with United Students Against Sweatshops to cut my university's contract with apparel manufacturers who were using sweatshop labor. We won, but not without a fight. I remember back to that time, I was a 16-year-old college freshman in a predominantly white institution in the middle of South Central LA. One of the first times I saw someone who looked like me on campus was a worker serving food in the buffet line. And he said to me, "Mija, I'm so glad you're here, so you can never be like us." And I looked at that man and it took all in me to not cry because I thought in my head, all I want to be is like you. Someone who's part of the solution to help students out, someone who's actually working in the community for the community, not someone who's part of the exploitative class using the community, paying them poorly, not paying them enough, not giving them fair conditions. As a mother now myself, when I look at my children and think to myself what I heard when I was a kid about education, go to school, graduate, that's the pathway to prosperity. Now we're seeing not enough pay for work. Now we're seeing not enough support. Imagine going to school, graduating. Imagine getting a terminal degree and being part of the education system that is supposed to be the great equalizer. That's not where we are. That's not what we stand for as a community. I'm running for Multnomah County Commission because just like teaching conditions are student learning conditions, living conditions for teachers and students are also essential. Thinking about housing, thinking about food, thinking about healthcare. These are essential county functions. I look back on my college tenure and I think about that man serving food in the buffet line. I also think about the many folks who served in the classroom in instructional roles, as adjuncts, as staff in the cafeteria, folks who were part of my learning experience, who fed me, not just literally, but fed me emotionally, intellectually, spiritually. These are people that helped get me to where I am. And damned if I'm not here supporting them now in their fight and their contract to make sure that they have what all workers ought to have, a pathway, an ability to support their family, an ability to really show and be part of an institution that claims to serve the generation that it is enrolling, but isn't serving those that are there to teach them and help them learn. So I stand here in support, in solidarity. I stand here because it's important to me as a mother to make sure our public institutions are in integrity internally and externally. I stand here because I'm asking for all of you to vote on May 16th. And remember, we have elections every single year, not just presidential and midterm. And when we build solidarity across every single level of government, we won't have to fight as hard as we're having to fight now for budgets that are moral documents that actually center and prioritize working families. I'm fighting and running for working families. I'm fighting against a Nike corporate lobbyist in this election. So I need all the help that I can get so that we can make sure our government actually truly serves and represents all. Thank you all so much. I'm glad to be here with you all today.